Hello, HumbleBumble Chess Services. Woo! Hold on there. Hold on. Get this tripod going here. Hello, Jeffrey Baffo here. Another chess-related video. It is the 28th of April, 2020. And this is the final episode, if you will, about going to a chess tournament. You've never done it before, and let's just review what we've gone over. There is a cost, an entry fee. You're going to need to deal with touch move, chess clock, and the chess rating system. You have to think, if things are so easy to do online, why would you go, spend your gas money, your food money, and entry fee to go play in an in-person tournament? Even though it's a mental activity and you can do it in cyberspace, so to speak, I think in-person tournament is a thrilling, wonderful competition. You'll really enjoy it. Pardon me. It's not for everybody, but I think if you're the person who likes testing themselves, then you'll totally have a blast at a tournament. So do your homework before you go. Obviously, in a chess sense of your own chess strength, you want to be as ready for that as you can. So you should have some sort of a training program, which is probably something I'm going to do in a future video. Everybody from world champion on down to the lowliest beginner can benefit from some sort of organized chess training program. It's definitely worth. I think the big idea is the in-person over-the-board chess tournament is worth it. You will have a tremendous amount of fun, and you'll like it. If you spend time and money on a hobby, chess is relatively inexpensive. If you're a golfer or a cyclist or tennis player, that those can get pretty expensive. Most hobbies can. Chess is pretty low, pretty low budget. You can get by on a pretty low budget. So definitely want to warmly recommend in-person chess tournaments. One of the things I think I have a nice little visual aid here is the chess board. And if you can see the letters and numbers there. Okay, let's pretend I'm on this side of the board, you're on that side of the board. You should have a white square in your right-hand corner, whatever side you're sitting on. And then you have a little algebraic, letters and number algebraic system here. Across the bottom rows, this is where the chess pieces will be set up. Across the bottom row are the letters A through H, and then 1 through 8. And if you remember the old game Battleship, they used like a similar system, B5, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the system that you need to be aware of in order to record your games. As I said, you can. There are certain chess electronic devices you'll be allowed to use depending on your particular tournament. Some tournaments don't allow them, but a lot of them do. So if you wanted to have, like, say, something like that to record your game, now only certain types of electronic devices and certain software packages, if you will, are allowed because they're custom made to play according to the rules. So check that out if you want to do electronically, or you can just do your basic, your basic, pencil and paper kind of score sheet thing. So, but keeping score, the chess clock, the rating system, all those things are kind of confusing for a newcomer, but you can be prepared if you look at my videos and go online and do searches on the web. Okay, so that's it. I wish you luck at your first tournament. You keep a record of your games and study those games, because of all the material that's available for you to improve your chess, your own serious games, and they don't necessarily have to be tournament games, but your own games that you took seriously and made a good effort in those games, when you put those under the microscope, that's your best material that you could possibly have to improve. Okay, now a couple other things. I wanted to talk about the concept of a chess dictionary. I think there's been chess dictionaries throughout history, but an idea of a comprehensive book. Chess is so deep, and there's so many subjects. There's the biographies of the leading players. There's stories about tournaments. There's game collections, thousands upon bajillions of games. So chess has got probably more literature created for it than just about any other game, or sometimes even any other sport. So if you wanted to look at it, if you wanted reference material to look up stuff, you want to find the name of an opening, you want to find the name of a strategy or a tactic that you looked at. Here's a few sources. Of course, you can do a web search. Web searches are, in this day and age, I guess they're the magic genie that pops out and gives you the answer to any question. But if you're looking for books to do this, here's a couple that I have that I found very useful. This is a book from like 1994 or something called The Lexicon. It basically is an attempt. I don't think it's perfect, but what is perfect? It's an attempt to index all known openings so that you can say, if you know the string of moves that were played, you can find out what the opening is. And you can find the name and what's called the Encyclopedia of Chess Openings code and the New in Chess code. So basically, it's like a little bit like a dictionary, and you can use that to find out the name of your tournament, the name of your opening, so that you can do research on the opening and see how to play that opening better. So it's Chess Opening Lexicon. I don't think it's being printed anymore, but you can certainly find it on Amazon.com as a used book. So that's one for looking up the names of the openings. One thing I mentioned real quickly is I probably need to spend a little bit more time on is Encyclopedia of Chess Openings. That is a system started, pardon me, a little cramped here. Okay, it started in Yugoslavia, back when Yugoslavia was a country. And those people the Yugoslavs are just absolute maniacs when it comes to chess. They love chess. So it's not surprising to me that they were some of the more important thinkers and writers about the game came out of that area. And the Encyclopedia of Chess Openings has codes. As you can see how this is a condensed set of openings. This is what they call the small encyclopedia. The main encyclopedia is in 5 volumes. Let me grab this without ruining my books. So it's A through E. A. B. C. D. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's D. And E. So, how did they come up with that? The story on that, I'm sure, is very interesting. I don't know how they decided to go A through E and not A through G or whatever, but it has become a system, a classification system that is used worldwide. And your opening will have a code. So, for instance, let's look at A. Let's see here. Give me a second here. You see that right there is where is it going to go? Yeah, A through E. And you can find your opening code with a little bit of work. And so if you look at the top of the page, you'll see A07 and things like that. So that's Encyclopedia of Chess openings. Then you have something called New in Chess, which they have their own code system. So that's something to look up and research, and you can do a lot of exploration of your opening, find games and ways to play that opening, better, more perfectly, if you will. Okay, so that's that. Now, on to the another dictionary-like book that I have here, the Oxford Companion to Chess. Again, it's not, chess has got too much to have a true encyclopedia. I think it would be like an Encyclopedia Britannica was in the old days, where it was like, 30 volumes and stuff like that. So maybe one day somebody will do that, and maybe with electronic publishing, it can be done. But this is pretty close to being an encyclopedia. It's alphabetically listed, and it's just everything. It's people, it's opening names, it's terms, descriptive notations described in there, algebraic notation, just about every conceivable variation. It's got a really cool, give me a second here, a really cool system of plotting the openings. Again, so if you're doing opening research, you can look at that. If you want to look up a player, like, for instance, give you an example, when I was looking up, doing my video on the House of Staunton chess set, I wanted to look up Nathaniel Cook, because he was the guy that designed the set, and sure enough, he was in here. Just about, it was published, I think 1992. So, online is going to be able to update you more, but this is really good reference material. Here's another one here that I like, complete book of chess strategy. It's not complete. Like I said, chess has got just so much in it, but it's gosh darn good. Jeremy Silman, like I said, he's a guy I really like in terms of he's put out a tremendous amount of stuff about chess, but he's got incredible useful things. Like if you're growing as a chess player and you're like, give me an example. For instance, I've heard of the windmill attack. What the heck's the windmill attack? It's right in there. Just about almost every term you could think of is in here. Highly recommended to get it, to have it, not just to read it cover to cover, although that certainly wouldn't hurt you, but to have it as a reference material, and you could look up stuff as you're doing your own research. Let's see here, and I think that is about it for today's video. As I said, a little bit of struggle with the technology. It looks like, I don't know, maybe Facebook limits how much you can upload. I was uploading to Facebook because that's where I think most of my audience is at, but it looks like I'm going to have to upload to YouTube, and my channel there is HumbleBumble Chess. If you search for HumbleBumble Chess on YouTube, you'll be able to find my channel, and I think I got 11 videos there. This will be number 12. You can go through all of them, and yeah, so thanks for looking today, tuning in today, and more videos to come.